How's it going, guys? Nerf Gun Charlie here again, and we're going to continue this. Last week you saw Premonitions. This week it's going to be Paradise Revisited. So let's get into the changes. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you like this content, because there's more coming. FYI, I'll talk about the shuttles here in a moment.
Acting Captain's Log, Ambassador Worf commanding USS Avenger. I have been temporarily reassigned from my duties on the Klingon home world to mediate a situation developing in the Bakru system. Starfleet has given me command of the USS Avenger to deal with any hostilities that may arise. This is Ambassador Worf of the United Federation of Planets. Your presence here is a violation of Bakru space. Your ships are ordered to leave the area immediately.
This space belonged to us long before the Federation came. We have come to reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Any hostile action you take on the Bakru will be interpreted by the Federation as an act of war.
Very well, Ambassador.
Sir, they've raised their shields and are powering up their weapons.
Battle stations.
Here we go. Let's get to this initial battle. We'll talk about the map. Come on, get the engines online. Alright.
Status report.
There we go. Let's get some reinforcements.
Requesting additional personnel.
And I'm glad that I lowered this transporter. Blown up.
A prudent course of action. A prudent course of action.
Alright.
That is a logical request.
And yes, like the first one, this is not about challenging myself to beat it for content or anything. This is just me having fun. Now,
All sections on standby.
if there's no more interruptions by the Sona, oh, they are. Okay, well, come on.
All work.
There we go. So, first big change you guys might notice is these Type 9 shuttles. The Venture class is the stock, scout vessel in Armada. But
Prudent course of
to
action.
me, it's not. It was shown in Insurrection. It looked like it was a one-off vessel. Type 9s were shown a lot more. So I switched it out.
Give the word.
Could y'all stop? So the big difference is, and this is the reason why I did it, when you're looking at the destroyers in stock Armada 1, the Defiant, the Shrike, and the Bird of Prey have forward-firing only pulses. The Borg Interceptor has one beam weapon, 360 degrees. So I decided we're going to give the Federation, if we're giving them the new shuttle, that's what we're going to have. So the Borg, Romulan, and Klingon scouts have a forward-firing pulse. Notice.
Standing by.
Agile,
Ambassador, sensors are picking up 6 additional sonar ships in the Briar Patch.
We cannot allow the Sona to destroy this outpost.
Alter course.
I wouldn't worry about it, Worf.
Starship construction
So
commencing.
the thought process was to give the Federation the best scout, technically speaking, from a fire standpoint. So they have a beam weapon that has 360-degree arcs, because that little tiny shuttle, when you're looking at it, it does have little micro phaser arrays on it. But it's the same damage and speed, roughly, you would see from a scout firing a pulse. It's just, it doesn't have to turn around to fire its weapon.
Station.
So that was the first change that I did when it came to stock A1 for this mod. And it's one that, honestly, I like making in general. To me, it's a nice balance change. There will be a few additional balance changes
Station construction
in the campaign.
commencing.
I mean, we're still going to have the same campaign story, don't get me wrong.
New course.
But there are going to be slight changes when it comes to armaments. The big thing I'm looking at is your cruiser 2s, which are your torpedo cruisers. You have 2 that fire standard torpedoes in the Sujach and the Assimilator. And you have 2 that fire tricobalts only in the Raptor and the Steamrunner. I'm going to standardize that. So what we're going to end up having is all 4 are going to have the same shield ratings. We're going to go off of... We're going to use basically the same balance they use across Cruiser 1 for its shields, and just make that balance similar for the Cruise 2. So I'm just going to look at what it should be for the Romulans and the Federation if they were balanced, that way. Just because they're tougher. The Tricobalt ships have weaker shielding. So basically, the Steamrunner
Station complete.
and the... Yes, that's what we're doing.
Set a course for the nearest
The Steamrunner and the Raptor are going to get a boost in their shield grids. And then what's going to happen is
Proceed.
all
To
4
new course.
will get a Tricobalt weapon, and they will all 4 have a standard torpedo.
Prepare the
So
docking
the
bay.
Steamrunner and the Raptor will get a standard torpedo, and it will be, for the Federation, you're going to have an orange torpedo, just so it looks more like they're not firing quantums. And then the Romulans will fire a different shade of green, so you can differentiate it from the Borg. The whole purpose being they all have the same armaments. They all have a Tricobalt weapon if you actually focus fire, but passively they all have a defensive torpedo. Physics, I'm going to try and have them move faster, but one thing that I'm pretty sure of is the Tricobalt itself might negate some of the physics files. I have to play with it, and it's been a long time since I've
Ready
messed with
and
this.
able.
But I want to make sure they all have the same speed.
All sections on standby.
So it's a little bit more of a balance between the races, and you've got that variance in the shields as far as what you're supposed to have between the races. Since the Klingons have a lower shield rating, but it's like they're the Klingons. They don't really care if they blow up in battle, kind of deal. So that's going to be one of the big changes to gameplay in the campaign that I've got on the table right now. There's a few other minor things, but just standardizing that balance between
Entering coordinates.
all 4 races. So there's no guesswork there. They all are going to have the same balance. They all 4 are going to have the same goodies. And then that way, since they're all balanced in that way, there's no real issues with them having different special weapons. Let's beat this by standing.
Starship complete.
It'd be funny if it goes derelict and I win the map.
Alter course.
Ambassador, incoming message from Admiral Hawthorne.
Worf, we need you to return to Kronos immediately. The Enterprise has just informed us of a potential Borg invasion. If it is true, we're going to need you to rally the support of the Klingon Empire.
I understand. I will make sure Chancellor Martok and the Klingons are ready to assist the Federation. Warp out.
And I won by the last ship going derelict. That's funny. But that is Paradise Revisited. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Stay safe.